Okay. Hello. I'm excited about this one. I'm talking about it in terms of self sabotage, but it turns out it's really a skill that is useful in any moment at any time. So, in terms of self sabotage, what often happens is we're wired, designed just to kind of react to situations like we always have, right? That becomes self sabotage. We just do shit. We can even have some awareness around it. And we're like, well, we do it anyways. Like, why do I keep doing this? Blah, blah, blah. So, one thing to know it, another thing to change it, right? So, here's how we change it. I talk about this in terms of your set list. And your set list stands for sensations in your body, like your feet on the floor, twisted stomach, tightness in your jaw, your emotional state, fury, boredom, disinterest, and then thoughts that you have going on in your head. This talk about like usually like a narrative, like, no, I'm not good enough. This isn't what I want to be happening. Why does this always happen to me? Whatever. So that's your set list, sensations, emotions, and thoughts. That's happening in every moment. And it turns out that becomes really useful for us to become aware of. And that's really the pathway or the door to undermining self sabotage. So we walk into a moment. I just talked to a guy. He was speaking with somebody else. This guy was trying to sell him something. And what he noticed was he had like this twistedness in his stomach. He was having feelings of kind of like fury and almost like mixed with fear. And the narrative in his head was like he was being underestimated. He was being talked down to like a kid. So typically we're not aware of that and we just react to that situation based on old patterns of thinking and feeling. And that usually makes the situation worse because it's no longer useful. It's just reactive. As we become aware of that, what that does for us when we bring our attention to us is it basically like shuts off those old patterns because we're just present, right? We're just present with our experience in the moment. And so what happens is you don't do what you've always done, right? You just turn towards it to your mind. It's like, why do I want to turn towards that? That's stupid. It's unpleasant. But what happens is, again, you don't make it worse, right? So as you do that, you don't do what you've always done, which again is likely making it worse. But also, like from like a wiring standpoint, you're starting to undermine those old patterns. You're just like you're not firing on those neurons, right? And so you're starting to create new pathways. You're starting to undermine and create new patterns of thinking and feeling. And when you do that, I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that happen here. It just opens up. It becomes more available. You can align with your values, but you essentially become more responsive. So you have choice. You're aware of what's going on. You have choice, and then you can take action in a direction that's really important to you. So all of that combined and all of that utilized in repeated fashion begins to unwind a lot of our conditioning and how we've been taught, and we start to create something that's brand new. So that's it. The nugget of wisdom is really using this set list, sensations, what sensations in the body, what emotions, and what thoughts. And those things become our anchor. We don't need to get too caught up in them. We're just simply aware of them. And as we learn to stay with them, we start to sort of grow in that direction. So that's it. If you want to talk more about that, of course, reach out to me. If not, you have what you need. Until next time, peace.